Hello everybody, Chocolate 1000 and Ponyford QT, welcoming you back to an episode of my Brilliant Diamond Hooplocke Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we beat Crasher Wake, and set ourselves up for a new challenge. And this new challenge is going to be a real test because I'm only allowed to use my starter Pokemon. This time, we're going to be chasing this grunt. Yep. Honestly, would have actually preferred to not have a Barry fight when I'm only allowed to use my starter Pokemon, but he's using Starly, so it should be alright. You know what? Let's play it safe. Let's use a curse. I'm not going to go overboard with it. I'm only going to use it at least twice. And then the rest of the time, I'm going to completely desecrate it. That is, of course, if it doesn't keep using double team. Ah, yeah, sure. Use Endeavor, why don't you? I'll just kill you. And then I will heal back up. I'm still going to be +1 physical defense, Larry. Well, Barry. Because he used Leah. My God. Oh, of course you get a critical hit. Get out of here. Weasel. We'll take a Razor Leaf. And then to avoid taking poison point damage, I'm not gonna fight the Shallows. Don't worry. Yeah, I was just like, trying to think what I could actually like talk about while running up to the Galactic Grunt. But I can't think of anything. I really can't. You can definitely tell I'm not really much of a talker. Never have been. Probably never will be. Unless it's like something I can actually theoretically talk about, it's fine. Otherwise, it's just a case of, wow, one conversation, something happens just completely out of nowhere and you get the talk immediately. But in this case, I'm just stuck. I can't think of anything to talk about. I probably will think, even though we do actually have, excuse me, even though we do actually have trainers that we could theoretically battle against on Route 212, I think I actually want to save those trainers for when I finished up this challenge, because I don't want my starter Pokemon to be taking all of the experience, if you get my drift. But at the same time, I do want Torterra to reach, I think, is it level 42? Let's have a look. Oops. Scroll. Oh, never mind. No, scratch that. It's level 45. Right. So we'll talk to Cynthia. Yeah, if you're wondering, at level 45, Torterra wants to learn the move Crunch. I could theoretically use a Heart Scale and reteach Torterra the move Bite. But is that something that I theoretically would really want to do? Oh. Like, do I want to battle all of the trainers in hope for Torterra to learn Crunch? Do I reteach him Bite? Or do I just say screw it and just focus on the objective? Because I think I want to focus on the objective. Nope. Hey! That was by pure accident. Nope. Wrong button. No. That was it. It was the minus. I was trying to figure out what button it was that loaded up that menu. Alright then. Let's go deliver the old charm. See what Pokemon we can get along the way. That's not a Pokemon that we've already caught. I could theoretically go in the Grand Underground and see if I can catch myself a new Pokemon, but that's incredibly risky for me, since the only Pokemon that I can use is Torterra. It would be more ideal if I had a full team of 6, because then I can mix and match. Yep, there is a trainer there, I know. I'm going to be trying to avoid trainers as best as I can. Because I believe... Let's see... Yeah. For goodness sakes! I know this is a remake of a DS game, but come on! Once every 3 steps, a new Pokemon comes up? Why is it every single time when you don't want a wild encounter to pop up, it always pops up? But when you do want a wild Pokemon to show up, it never shows up. And I honestly forgot that there was a Ninja Boy there. Oh. Sorry. My brain is literally just focusing on too many things at once at the minute. Like, I'm thinking of what's coming up ahead in the weekend. I'm thinking about people who I've been talking to recently on Discord. I'm thinking about what to do in life. It's just... there's too much going on in my head, and I can't wrap my brain around one specific thing that I can easily focus on. It's like, I'm in the middle of a story playthrough of Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U. And I'm actually enjoying every minute of that game so far. But then again, there's also other games I'm theoretically doing a playthrough with. Like, I'm doing Paper Jam Bros on the 3DS, which I haven't played in about a month now. Possibly longer. There's Pokemon Platinum. I'm doing a playthrough where I'm doing this sort of thing, like with the website where I created the Hooplocke. I spin the wheel and it gives me a type. And then I have to spin another wheel to be, okay, is it going to be a single type or is it going to be a dual type? And in that situation, minus the starter Pokemon, it'll be like, okay, what's my starter Pokemon going to be? Between grass, fire, and water, and it does not pick any other type. And whichever type it lands on, that's the type that I have to use for my starter Pokemon. And then the other 5 encounters, I spin the wheel of single type, dual type, and have it be a primary typing / secondary typing where it lands on one specific type. And then I have to go through the Pokedex of every single Pokemon that matches the criteria of being a single type or a dual type of that designated type. So like, say for example, I'm playing through a game of Pokemon Platinum and my starter Pokemon is Torterra. So I have to spin the wheel and I have to make sure that it does not give me a grass or a ground type, because I don't want types to be overlapping one another. So I spin the wheel and the first type it gives me is normal type. So with the normal type, is it going to be a single type or is it going to be a dual type? And it lands on dual type. So that then leaves me to have a decision. Do I go for B Barrel to be on my team because he's being a normal water type? Or do I go for Staraptor being a normal flying type? Or do I go for another normal type that has a secondary typing that I can't exactly think of who is in the Sinnoh region that has a dual type normal type? But the hardest situation would be if it picks Dragon. No question about it. You would have to pick one particular Dragon Pokemon because the other ones are basically legendary Pokemon that are found really late in the game of the main story or in the post game. So in Pokemon Platinum, in this case, it's basically a case of, oh, I have to pick a Dragon type Pokemon that is not clashing with my starter Pokemon, which at this point on in my Pokemon Platinum playthrough is currently Infernape. So I spun the wheel, it gave me Infernape, a fire fighting type, so I have to prioritize a Dragon type. Anyone could work, but on Pokemon Platinum, there's only one I could theoretically choose, and that is Garchomp, a Dragon ground type. Because the other Dragon types, being Giratina, is too late in the game, and I don't want to use a legendary Pokemon. Dialga and Palkia, who are in the post game, and I think theoretically there might be Altaria, but I don't recall if Altaria can be found normally in Pokemon Platinum. If so, I am not 100% sure where. Required fight. You know, I think I probably said this once before, and I probably would say it again. For an ace trainer to have a team where you only have a Ponyta that can be killed in one hit and a Grottle, which could also be killed in one hit with a over-leveled Pokemon that can do super effective damage. But fortunately for you, I can only use my Torterra, and the only moves that my Torterra can only do neutral damage. No. The only moves I can do are not very effective. Though Earthquake actually did more damage than Razor Leaf, obviously, because 100% power, 100% accuracy, and 50% stab. There we go. There are 2 more Ace Trainers coming up, so I'll see if I can try and avoid them. Optional battles I will skip, but required battles I have no choice but to do. Like this one. Oh, never mind, he's a spinner. Are you a trainer, or are you a guy that actually gives me a TM? I don't remember. You're a trainer. Okay. Part of me had a feeling like I was getting mixed up with this trainer being the one guy you find on Route 215 that gives you the move Payback. Right then, we'll just go for Razor Leaf. It is actually the one thing I find relatively tedious. Whereas like these trainers, you're using an entire team of 6. They think they have what it takes to beat you, but they only have one Pokemon on their team, and that one singular Pokemon could be relatively, like, I don't know, 10 levels below your weakest Pokemon. And it's like, oh, I thought I had what it took to win. Right, this is the last required fight. But yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm not saying that this is like a relative approach, but I have seen a comic strip of this on Facebook, like a suggestive post to look at, and it was a Pokemon thing, where it's like, this trainer sends out a Geodude. It's his only Pokemon on his team. And then he says, Geodude, use self-destruct, and the trainer, who is normally the trainer that you control, says, wait, hang on. You're telling your Geodude to use self-destruct? The trainer goes, yeah, why? Just saying, because I have a full team of 6. Like, it's like you're saying, I still have 5 Pokemon left standing in the back. I have a full team of 6, and you only have 1 Pokemon. Telling him to use self-destruct means you just concede defeat. And the trainer then replies saying, I don't care, I'm going to tell him to use this move anyway. And he's like, okay. And he tells you to use self-destruct. He uses self-destruct, then goes, wow, I guess I lost. And the trainer, being you, just rolls his eyes thinking, I did warn you. But you didn't listen. It's kind of like that. I know that was kind of like long for me to explain, but it was the only way for me to think of how to explain that. Like, one person has 1 Pokemon. He uses self-destruct, and it's like, wow, you're really strong. I can't believe I couldn't beat you because you had a full team of 6 to me only having 1 Pokemon who I made blow himself up. Right, I know you're a spinner. I know you're a spinner. Thank you. There we go. We're in Celestic Town. We're closing in on completing the challenge of being only able to use our starter Pokemon. Right. No item up on these ledges, I think. Because usually there will be one found over here. Like visible, but guess not. Right, let's see. Okay, fully healed. Oh yeah. Every single time when I see the male grunts, I keep thinking they're going to be using Krogunk. Right, let's use Leech Seed. Okay, 20 damage. Then again, you are 12 levels below me. So I don't think it's like worth the bother with using Curse. So I'm just going to go straight in for the attack. kind of ironic how he's doing 20 damage and I'm basically healing what should have been 10. Because I went from 130 down to 110, and then it was from 110 up to 120, and it went from 120 down to 100. I think. I don't know. I seem to actually realise, with the 3... Oh no, okay, I'm healing by 8 every time. So every time Beautifly hit me with Gust, I went from 130 down to 110. Then the next hit, I went down to 100. And then the next hit, I went down to 90. So am I going to go down to 80 on this next hit? Oh no, he's using air cutter. Okay, there you go. I was going to say, if he actually used Gust again, and it actually did go down to 80 HP remaining, that would have been ironic. Oh, you did have a Croagunk. Okay. Duly noted. In fact, actually, there's actually something I probably will point out. I think I might have already mentioned this before. But when you play the Pokemon games of... I don't theoretically want to say Pokemon X and Y, because it's like, say, when a Pokemon game has a gimmick, like Generation 6, they introduced Mega Evolution, and you hardly ever see the NPCs use Mega Evolution throughout the entire game. It's like X and Y. The only time you ever see Mega Evolution happen is when you get the Mega Bracelet from Karina, and Karina uses the Mega Evolution herself. So you got Karina using Mega Evolution, Lysander using Mega Evolution, and then the champion using Mega Evolution. And I'm like thinking, seriously? With 28 Pokemon, all given a Mega Evolution, why only have 3 trainers in the entire game use Mega Evolution? And that's not all. Because in Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, it's even worse. You get the Mega Bracelet from Steven, the Hoenn region's champion, when you are on your way to Four Tree City. And the only time you ever see Mega Evolution happen is when you're fighting Maxie or Archie, depending on which game you're playing, because they use Mega Camerupt or Mega Sharpedo. And then after that, the next time you see Mega Evolution happen is when you are fighting the champion. And then after the champion fight, you battle your rival after the credits. And they use Mega Evolution, but that is considered the post game. It's not theoretically considered the main game. And then the next time you see Mega Evolutions happen is in the post game with dealing with the Delta episode, and every single time you battle the Elite Four, where they always use their Megable Pokemon as their final Pokemon every single time. So it's like Sydney always uses Mega Absol. Phoebe always uses Mega Sableye. The Ice-type Elite Four member, who I'm blanking on her name, always uses Mega Glalie. And the Dragon Elite Four member, I think his name is Drake, always uses a Mega Salamence every time you fight the Elite Four after already becoming the champion. So you got that. Then you got the Dynamax in Sword and Shield, where the gym leader always Dynamaxes the final Pokemon that they bring out. Fair enough. Nessa always uses Gigantamax Dreadnought. Kabu always uses Gigantamax Centiskorch. The fighting gym leader, B, always uses Gigantamax Marchamp. That's fair enough. But why not mix it up? Why not have the one Pokemon that you're going to either Dynamax in Sword and Shield or Terrastallize if you're playing Scarlet and Violet? Why not have that one Pokemon be used at any time, not just be like, this is my designated Dynamaxable Pokemon / Terrastalizable Pokemon. I have to use him as my final Pokemon every single battle. Every time. They just don't mix it up. It just makes the games too easy. It's like, okay, here's your first Pokemon, I know who it's going to be. Here's your second Pokemon, I know who it's going to be. Here's your ace Pokemon, I know what you're going to do with that. Oh, great, okay. Turn 1, I beat your ace. Turn 2, I beat your main. Turn 3, I beat your weakest Pokemon. That's it, battle over. You end it. Right, see you guys then.